civilian vessels vanish, explanations follow. Weather, human error, mechanical failure, but when the military goes silent, the story changes. Because armed forces do not guess. They record. They document. And when necessary, they classify. For decades, governments have insisted the Bermuda Triangle poses no unique threat. Yet buried beneath layers of redacted files, restricted briefings, and carefully worded reports is a very different story. One where even the most advanced navies on Earth encountered something they could not fully explain. Tonight, we examine what happens when the hunters become the lost.
Out here, silence can feel like a story trying not to be told, and the closer you listen, the quieter it gets. Welcome back to our continuing investigation into the Bermuda Triangle. If you've traveled with us so far, you know the patterns: vanishing craft, contradictory records, and weather that refuses to behave. But tonight, the lens narrows into military encounters and files released, yet not completely revealed. We trace the edge of a map framed by Bermuda, Miami, and Puerto Rico. A stretch of ocean where technology meets uncertainty. Behind secured gates and long corridors, reports stack up. Some were never meant for public eyes. Entire paragraphs missing, coordinates removed, voices summarized, not quoted, and one phrase returns again and again: cause undetermined, but not unobserved.
December 5th, 1945. 5 U.S. Navy training aircraft, known collectively as Flight 19, departed from Fort Lauderdale on a routine navigation exercise. Experienced pilots, clear weather, short mission. They were never seen again. Radio transcripts captured growing confusion. Compasses spinning. Landmarks unrecognizable. Pilots convinced they were flying north, while drifting deeper into open ocean. Then the most chilling line of all. Everything looked strange, even the ocean. Minutes later, silence. A massive search operation followed. Hundreds of ships, dozens of aircraft. Nothing was found. Not wreckage, not bodies, not fuel slicks. Official conclusion: pilot error. But that explanation ignores one critical detail. A rescue aircraft sent to find Flight 19 also vanished. 2 losses, 1 mission, 0 answers. For decades, the files would insist there was nothing unusual, yet buried in terse memos and carefully phrased statements, contradictions remained. Flight 19 should have returned within hours. Instead, instruments became unreliable, and orientation dissolved. Everything looked strange, even the ocean. Officially, pilot error. Unofficially, questions that refused to close. And in those unanswered spaces, the Bermuda Triangle kept its secret. In 1968, the Cold War was at its peak. The U.S. Navy's nuclear-powered submarine USS Scorpion was returning home from deployment. Then, contact was lost. No distress signal, no emergency broadcast, no warning. 5 months later, the wreck was discovered. Over 10,000 feet below the Atlantic, near the edge of the Bermuda Triangle. The Navy cited mechanical failure, but internal documents revealed something unsettling. Multiple acoustic events, anomalous sounds, a sequence that did not fully align with an onboard explosion. Some analysts suspected a rogue torpedo. Others quietly questioned whether the Scorpion encountered something external, something powerful enough to disable a nuclear submarine instantly. The final report, partially classified. To this day, families of the crew still dispute the official explanation. Over the years, select military files related to the Bermuda Triangle have been released, but declassified does not mean complete. Entire paragraphs are blacked out, coordinates removed, witness statements summarized, not quoted. One recurring phrase appears again and again: cause undetermined, radar anomalies, sudden signal loss, instrument failure across multiple systems, incidents logged, then quietly archived. In some cases, exercises in the region were rerouted, training areas adjusted, flight paths altered, without public explanation. If there was no danger, why change course? Even in the age of satellites, drones, and real-time tracking, the anomalies continue. Modern pilots have reported radar returns with no visual contact, subsurface contacts that move faster than known underwater vehicles, objects that appear, then vanish, without a trace. Officially, these incidents are labeled sensor error, environmental interference, unidentified, but not hostile. Yet leaked briefings suggest concern, not fear, concern. Because the military does not fear myths. It fears unknown capabilities, and in a region already infamous for disappearance, unknowns are unacceptable. So why does the mystery persist? Not because answers don't exist, but because some answers raise questions governments would rather not confront. Questions like, what if certain areas of the ocean are inherently unstable? What if our technology is vulnerable in ways we don't yet understand? What if something operates there, indifferent to human presence? Or worse, what if the truth exposes limits we're not ready to admit? Because power relies on certainty, and uncertainty breeds fear. The military records everything, except what it can't explain. Flight logs end mid-sentence. Signals stop without warning. Missions conclude without closure. And beneath the waves, the ocean keeps its files sealed. No clearance, no access, no appeals. Only silence. What do you think? Are these encounters evidence of suppressed truths, natural forces misunderstood, or something operating just beyond our awareness? Share your theory below, and please subscribe to receive notification for the latest video.